savais pas que j'avais des super pouvoirs. Des pouvoirs qui viennent de toi. Waouh, il est beau. Avant, je savais pas qu'on pouvait faire 1000 choses. Oui, 1000 choses. Je savais pas que je pouvais m'occuper de toi. Que je savais écouter la nature.
Avant, je savais pas qu'on pouvait tout gagner.
Tous ensemble. 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 Partageons nos victoires.
Vous êtes bien sur RMC.
Oui, il y a des sourires sur ce plateau.
On vous attend au 32-16.
On est au taquet.
Tout va changer.
La colère, c'est une chose. La violence, en est une autre.
Je voudrais rétablir le calme.
Au top pour moi.
C'est le peps.
Bartoli Time, c'est parti. Ça va bastonner.
C'est pas un problème.
C'est le football, c'est la passion. Il y a des grandes gueules et il y a du sport. On est d'accord?
Très bon niveau.
Et j'ai quand même du mal à me dire waouh sur ce que je vois.
RMC, bien plus qu'une radio.
Elegance is an attitude.
Eh bien, dis donc, vous êtes de plus en plus nombreux, petit à petit. Certains sandwich à la main, d'autres téléphones plongés dans la saine lecture. Celle qui vous a amené justement et conduit jusqu'à Lyon pour bien vivre avec nous justement ces moments d'exception. Nous sommes tellement heureux de vous voir et de vous savoir aussi nombreux pour cette année si particulière. J'ai juste envie de vous dire et de vous souhaiter à chacun d'entre vous évidemment qui avait fait le succès de Lyon avec justement ses émotions, avec ses joies, avec ses peines, avec ses rires, avec ses pleurs, mais en tous les cas, quel bonheur, très bel anniversaire à chacun d'entre vous. Happy birthday, mesdames, mesdemoiselles, messieurs, soyez donc les bienvenus. Très bel anniversaire. Bienvenue, mesdames, mesdemoiselles, messieurs, très heureux de partager avec vous, toujours dans la pénombre pour l'instant, avec les cavalières et cavaliers, le seul moment où vous les verrez donc, à pied, après ils seront à cheval, elles sont là, toutes ces stars. Il est là ce casting de rêve qui depuis de nombreuses années nous permet donc d'accueillir les meilleurs cavaliers au monde. Longines va nous permettre une nouvelle fois de vivre une soirée d'exception, le Grand Prix Longines, pour vivre justement au rythme d'une cinquantaine des meilleurs cavaliers internationaux. Et nous vous permettons évidemment d'ores et déjà de vous assurer à chacun d'entre vous une excellente soirée.
En tant que partenaire titre et chronométreur officiel de Longines Équipe à Lyon 2024, la marque horlogère suisse est honorée de présenter le temps fort du jour, le Grand Prix Longines. La passion de la marque pour l'univers des sports équestres remonte à plus de 150 ans et aujourd'hui, Longines est le partenaire des plus importants événements équestres à l'échelle mondiale. La montre officielle de l'événement est un élégant garde-temps de la collection Conquest. Avec son élégance sportive et robuste, la ligne Conquest démontre l'engagement de Longines à créer des montres pour tous les aspects de la vie.
Bienvenue à chacun d'entre vous. Merci Longines évidemment et merci à chacun d'entre vous pour qu'on ait le plaisir de vivre justement cette belle soirée. Profitez pleinement bien sûr de la compétition. Beaucoup d'entre vous êtes équitants, certains d'entre vous ne connaissent absolument pas notre sport. Nombre d'entre vous assurément étaient derrière leurs écrans à Versailles. On a le plaisir de vivre avec vous ce moment d'exception à l'occasion bien sûr des Jeux Olympiques de Paris 2024. Une partie du casting est là ce soir. Alors, on va vivre une belle soirée, elle va se jouer en 2 temps, vous connaissez le principe maintenant. Un premier tour, toujours très sélectif, et puis après, pour les meilleurs et seulement les meilleurs, la possibilité de se retrouver pour une finale au chronomètre qu'on appelle le barrage. Voilà donc ce qu'attendent les cavalières et cavaliers. Être évidemment absolument parfait et déjà gage d'être retenu pour la finale, pour vivre ensemble, si vous voulez bien, donc justement, eh bien, ce moment de 13 sauts. Regardons, si vous voulez bien, eh bien le tracé imaginé par Grégory Bono, Santiago Varela, qui ont mis en place donc pas moins de 13 obstacles. On y va, on est en 3 dimensions. On se met dans la pénombre pour découvrir ce tracé qui commence sur un auxerre, histoire de se mettre en jambes aux couleurs de gris, bien sûr, qui nous permettra de voir 1m40, 1m47, 1m50 de large pour l'auxerre numéro 1. Vertical numéro 2, avec donc aux couleurs du CRERA et de la Fédération Française d'Équitation, un premier saut 1m58. On va cesser glisser donc très vite sur le numéro 3 avec 7 foulées pour aller derrière sur l'auxerre Estederme. Il y a donc cette fameuse barre blanche, attention, une courbe à gauche, ensuite pour aller sur la combinaison, sur la ligne opposée, une entrée sur une combinaison auxerre avec 1m52, 1m60 de large, 2 foulées, un vertical, de l'eau au pied, ce qu'on appelle un bilet, avec ses chandeliers orange, et juste derrière ce mètre 58, eh bien, on va se retrouver sur 5 belles foulées pour aller donc en bout de ligne vers le VIP sur l'auxerre numéro 5. Quasiment sous l'écran géant. Elle commence cette diagonale par l'auxerre. Une foulée, une nouvelle fois 1m58, une foulée.
Welcome everybody to Lyon. Welcome along to FEI TV. Delighted to have you with us here on a fabulous Friday night. Happy November. It is the very first day of a very busy month of equestrian sport, and no better place to start it than here at Equite Lyon. And of course, what will form the third leg on Sunday of the Longines FEI World Cup Series for the Western European League of 2024 and 2025. Well, that to look forward to, but tonight it's the qualifier for Sunday, and what a lineup of horses and riders we've got coming forward. Some of the biggest and best, not only from France but across the globe, of course, are here, and trying to pick a winner early on is, well, good luck, impossible. Everyone involved as you can see, has one of their best in terms of horsepower here as well. And there's a real mix-up tonight from the likes of, as I say, some great names from France. Simon Delestre, Sadra, of course, been in great form this year, and picking out the likes of gold medal winners Scott Brash and Ben Mayer from Great Britain. Marlon Zanatelli and Yuri Mansur here from Brazil. Joining in, Martin Fuchs has got Connor J tonight. Of course, working his way back up those world rankings. And then as you look towards the back end of the draw, Max Kuhne, well, at least he's got the last draw for the world number 7. Kevin Stahl, Roger Boss. It is a fabulous lineup tonight, just picking one or two out. Well, the course out there is set, the atmosphere really beginning to build. And, well, let's get set for this one. The course designer, of course, the man that set the tracks in Paris, Gregory Bordeaux. Just watching him a moment ago before we saw Roger. Having a little look out there, you can see plenty of the big names. Kevin Stahl having a chat with Simon Delestre, as we've already seen. And this course tonight, well, it's a big one. It's 1.60 m, Lorenzo De Luca there. We've got, what, 105,000 euros in the prize fund. It's 13 obstacles, 16 different jumping efforts, all to be done in the time allowed of 68 seconds or less. So we'll find out how key that is to how things unfold here tonight as it gets going. So, great excitement ahead. I hope you're all looking forward to what should be a quite brilliant night of sport. And that was them just checking the time allowed before we get this going. There's a man that's had a very good season. Of course, the man from Colombia, René Lopez Lizardo. Well, let's have a little closer look at this course as we zoom down onto the arena floor, getting over that parallel at number 1, as I say, jumping a height of 1.60 m, and the upright's certainly going to be big when you get to them. Well, moving down the line of 2 to 3, we then turn left-handed, and the double has been put right up against the wall, coming quite early in the course, and going out of the double, you've got this water tray, so parallel upright water tray just drawing the iron under the lights down to fence number 5. Round we come on what is quite a long rollback turn. I think this could have an impact potentially on that time allowed. We'll just have to see how that works. It's quite a narrow fence as well when you get to number 6, and then you come up on the right hand bend to fences at 7 and 8, and that's certainly number 8 right up there at 1.60 m. Round we come into the line that'll take you down to the combination, coming off the corner to number 9, down to the double 10A, 10B, 10C, upright, and parallel going out. That'll be a big stretch to reach out over that final part. And then you come into what is the final line, number 11, second water tray on the course as well, at the penultimate fence with the parallel over it at number 12. And then you're coming back down right in front of the members of the grand jury at fence 13. Hopefully we'll be lucky for some here this evening. So out the back you can have a little look and see what's going on in the warm-up arena. And the final touch has just been put to the preparation. Great, of course, to see the warm-up here, because you can see how it really allows the fans to be brought right in to the action around the trade stand area. All the shops, plenty to see, plenty to do, and they'll all be, you can see how much interest they all like to pay to everything that's going on. Well, it looks like the first won't be too far off coming. As I said, 105,000 euros is the total prize fund here this evening. Longines ranking Group B. So here's a nice moment. Watch the first come, and you can see everyone in the second half of the draw, and as many that think they can get away with it, walking behind them to come down and watch the first 1 or 2 to go. Well, the music's pumping, and here we go. Germany going to kick things off tonight with Max Lille. This is Planissière d'Appy for the first to go. Germany then kicking things off. This is a 9-year-old gelding by For Pleasure. Jumping with the horses down on sort of the autumn version of the Sunshine Tour. He was with this horse part of Germany's Nations Cup team the other day in Vera de Frontera. Team finishing in 5th place. Will give us a good read on the way this course begins to ride here this evening. And a very good result in Olivenova as well. And using those Spanish shows just to keep putting mileage, building on what has been a strong year with this horse. It's put in some good results, but this is certainly a step up this evening. I'll be asking more questions for Placier d'Épée. Strides, looks a little bit short. I'm just giving them a slight rub, and this was that point on the course. I said it's a really long run compared to the other fences that seem to come up so quickly. Strides over the plank. He's doing a brilliant job at the moment. It'll be interesting to see how the time allowed comes through. Going to be tight, 75 seconds, so he's just over. The time allowed updated on the system at the start of that round, and in fact, so he's gone over 77.91, leaves all the fences standing, but inevitably it's harder when you go first to judge that, and I have a feeling we will well, see a few come inside without any question, but that 9-year-old looking in tremendous form, and certainly great to see them carrying that outdoor form here indoors. First indoor show of the season for them. So that was Max Lille. Next to go, we turn our attention to one of the first of the names for France here tonight. It is Marc Dillacier riding Rito de Greves, the 14-year-old Self-Français gelding by Diamant de Semelli. Inevitably a huge applause to kick this round off. Hugely passionate home crowd. In some good rounds in Saint-Tropez over the past few months, jumping this horse there in the 3-star, and unfortunately it does look a little bit short, and they certainly found it that way. And this is the point, I think, is the one point on the course. Of course, you don't want to come too tight because you're going to end up with no room coming back to the GL fence. But you've got to keep that pace up. Riding at a speed this evening of 375 meters per minute. He's going to make easy work of the time allowed, that's for sure. He's well under the 75, 72.52. But sadly, by being pushed that little bit more by the time, it's brought up 4 faults in terms of having a fence down. So the standard of 3 still stands as the best of the 2. We'll see how the others handle it as we go forward. But there's a lot of experience in this class. I'd expect a good number of clears and a cracking jump off when we get there a little later on here this evening in Lyon. Right, next up, talking of big names. A man that was part, of course, of the Olympics this year in Paris, Pierre Schwitzer, part of the Swiss team here with Vancouver de l'Enlio. Beautiful 15-year-old stallion by Toulon. With his ride in Paris, also rode him in the Nations Cup final in Barcelona, that Longines Liga Nations final. Hugely talented and big part of teams for the Swiss over the years. All the way back to that bronze medal in Hong Kong, but tonight just finding a way to an early fence. Not quite sure how you get to hit a plank like that and it doesn't fall down. Pearce on a total of 11. He has gone over the time allowed, 77.68. So a few seconds over there, pushing that round up. Perhaps would have expected a little more from those two this evening, but I think it will be one of those nights. It's going to be really hard to predict. This Longines Grand Prix, biggest class outside of the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup round here on Sunday afternoon. Ireland, some real quality here in the field this evening, the first of which, Mark McCauley, riding here with Destiny de Vienne, the 11-year-old mare by Untouchable. Mark, who's played such a role for the Irish Nations Cup teams. He's really found his way, just seemed to get a little bit unsettled off the corner and found his way onto that. Well, coming out of the combination, Destiny de Vienne. Really struggling over the parallel. That's what I thought they might have done coming out of the combi, but it's been a good part of Mark's team over the last few years. But Mark on a total of 19. They again find their way over the time allowed, 77. I mean, it's not going to change the 75 seconds, but 3 of the 4 so far over that 75. And of course, Marc Dilasser, the one underneath it, had that one fence down, but he was well inside by a good couple of seconds. It's finding that balance, that key balance. Next up, it's the turn of Alexander Reich, riding here for Austria with Oleli R. Lovely looking 10-year-old. It's gelding by Denzel van Mullenhof. These two last year at the Europeans in Milan were part of that fabulous Austrian team bronze medal. Really nicely done through the combination, really trusting of her horse. She should be okay on the time. Oh no! Certainly was okay on the time, but that second to last, those bright yellow poles that sit above the dark blue water tray going down, it's front round. She didn't really give it much of a touch. A bit of disappointment. That first clear will come. It's a solid partnership as well. I think the way she rode through the combination was quite brilliant. Really positive riding. Yeah, just almost stood off the fence a little bit. There was just that little bit of hesitation. Right, turning on to the next. Of course, this is the first up for Belgium. And what a star. What a start this young man has certainly proved to be. Gilles Thomas, riding Avantage Cologne. This beautiful 10-year-old stallion by Katoki out of a Canaan mare. Still can't believe he's only 26 years of age. Seems to be in part of the top line, part of international sport for so long. Of course, he jumped at his first Olympics this summer, finding his way into the individual final. He didn't look to do a huge amount wrong. He's only ridden this horse once since Paris in terms of competition. He took it to Rabat, to the Globals, where he actually finished in the top 10 in the Grand Prix in 74.25. It's actually the slowest of the 3-on-4. Max Lille's round, the first to go, despite the fact he's sitting there on 3, actually looking at a better and better score. Although this is a straight jump-off class here this evening, so once we start to find the clears, although very quickly proving to be one of those courses tonight that you're never going to want to try and predict if they are or they aren't going to go clear, which is going to make for a brilliant opening round. It's what we love. Sit on the edge of your seats, wait and find out, because you won't know till they've cleared the last. Next up, you could hear the ovation quite understandably as well for this lady. What a star for French sport, French jumping she has been. Penelope Leprevance up next. Ahinga Flamingo, the 10-year-old stallion. You could hear the groan of disappointment as well as she had that fence down so early in the course. To the combination. Unfortunately, the first part goes down. They'd had a good run in with this ride, or Penelope had a good run in with this ride. She'd finished second in the Grand Prix in the 4-star in Saint-Lô just last week. In fact, just over the time, 75.52, so she does pick up a single time penalty. It's a total of 9 in the end for Penelope Leprevance and Henning Flamingo. 7 gone, a long way to go, 40 more still to start in the opening round of the Longines Grand Prix here. 105,500 euros worth of prize money. So much up for grabs. Next to go, They're going to make some noise for Jana Vargas as the commentator's instruction. This is Limbridge. As part of the Ashford Farm team, Jos Lansik, this gelding, 15 now, and Holstein gelding by Grandus Limbus. Jana, who's again proved to be a really solid part of the German team. Of course, last couple of years on the winning team in Barcelona. And of course, by that happening this year, she was part of the first ever winning team at the Longines League of Nations. That, though, was on direct, but Limbridge is certainly up to the challenge. This was the horse she rode at the Europeans in Milan last year. Oh no! Where did that come from? Oh, great to see that she's straight back up on her feet and the horse is fine. The bang, of course, was the air jacket going off. It wasn't, I don't think, so much her hitting the wing, which is sort of the impression it gives when you hear the pop. But I mean, that caught her out quite understandably, I think, as much as it caught us all out watching it, because it just came from nowhere. I don't think I've seen her unmounted or unseated previously. Meanwhile, Limbridge still has a lot of energy. You can already see the grooms come in, and the team out there, as some of the officials, there's nothing more you do in this situation but just let the horse calm itself down. It's in a lovely big auditorium, safe and sound. And the next horse is actually already in. Of course, there's a lot of adrenaline running, both for rider and for horse, and that does just take a minute just to cool off, especially once the rider's unseated. And then they can just, look at that, just take your time. And there we go, they've got hold of the pony. Well done, Limbridge. Room there as well. Little scratch on the nose and a little pad as well. Bad luck, Jana. Well, let's hit the reset, and as they walk away, we've got the next already in there. There's the bell. They didn't want to leave him any longer because he's just been trotting round, having a little look at the course, just getting ready. What more can you say? But it's the world number 2, Stig Gerda. It's Overfriend's Ishanesit, the 10-year-old. He's got here this evening by Bamaka Demus. Steve, of course, in Paris this summer, silver medal individually, following off individual gold in London. And of course, as well, at the moment, he is also the current holder and reigning European champion. It's becoming a tricky little fence, and it's sort of innocuous in its own way, where you just sort of turn back. It's fence 1, you're rolling back round the corner, coming to fence 2. Very strange. He rode Isminka last week in Helsinki in the World Cup to finish in third. He was on the podium there. He's able to put in a relatively fast 4. We'll wait to see where the clock actually stops. 73.75 is the final time. He hasn't jumped that horse since the League of Nations final took it and jumped in the other classes alongside those team competitions in Barcelona. He jumped quite regularly in some big classes, but unfortunately today he is just joining an ever-growing list of 4 penalty scores. He's gone into 4th at the moment. Looking to the next and looking to France, Nicolas Delamotte riding Jordan Mulga M. Straight to the first. Inside the world's top 100. Nicolas here with this stallion by E. Toulon, 10 years of age. A little bit deep into that, but he seems to have found his way to the other side. We remember in Tokyo, wasn't it, when he was on the team with Revoso de Roche. He's ridden on several big teams over the years. He jumps this and he's inside the time. There's going to be a very loud roar from this crowd, and that is what has just been delivered. There's the clear we've been waiting for. Quite brilliant. And it's a partnership that have had a fabulous run, jumping at 150 and 160 over recent weeks in some big shows in Saint-Tropez. And that great form for Nicolas Delamotte and Jordan Mulga M has continued right here at home in Lyon, and he's certainly no slouch against the clock. It'll be fascinating because we know he'll go first in that jump-off round. Let's see who joins him. But it'd be great if this man could get through, because again, certainly no slouch. None of them are really, but Richard Vogel up next. Germany's star. Richard with United Touch has certainly shown to be one of the best combinations in equestrian sport at the moment. Today he's riding Claudio. Stallion by Casal. It's just come straight back from jumping in the States, where he's been since Barcelona. He actually hasn't jumped this horse since the end of August in Munster, where he finished in 4th in the Grand Prix. Riding quite hard down to that plank. Maybe that's just unsettled the balance a little bit. Just in the space of a turn, it's got away from him. It's never struck me as, oh dear! Oh, that again, complete surprise. I mean, I think he's done a remarkable job. He certainly was tipping past the 45-degree angle. But he's managed to pull his way back into the saddle, keep his balance, and get to the last and give Claudio a good, strong finish. Whether we get a replay of that, I'd like to see one. But I was in the middle of saying it's never struck me as a course tonight that once you got that opening clear, the floodgates were going to open. It's already proved to be a real challenge, and that time is just keeping enough pressure on them here this evening. Next up, Petronella Andersson, Sweden's turn. Opelin, the W and S, the 10-year-old Belgian warm blood. This mare by E. Toulon, part of the Stefex Stables team. Petronella, who rode for Sweden at the European Championships last year. Ten-year-old mare by E. Toulon on the Grand Prix in Lyon in the middle of October. She rode for Sweden with this horse on the Nations Cup team in Aachen back in the middle of the summer. She's doing a great job keeping that turn back quite tight. She knows the time. Almost looks to be still turning back to the left when suddenly that rail goes down just a tiny little toe. Safe on the clock, 74.25, although in fact the slowest of the fours. Depending how many clears we get tonight, it might benefit you if you're Marc de Lasser, who's the fastest on 4 at the moment. At the moment, the only one reaping the benefits of his performance is Nicolas Delmotte, because he's the only clear, but that was Sweden's Petronella Andersson. As we look forward to the next, we saw him out walking the course a little bit earlier on, Lorenzo De Luca. He's been climbing his way through the rankings. This is the Poden Farms Don Vito. 16 now, this gelding by Caprice Bois Margot. Won a brilliant class with it at the end of September in Saint-Tropez-Guessien, taking as part of the team to Rabat. He's there or thereabouts. He was in Valkenswaard as well, back in the shows in August and July. Smooth as ever from Lorenzo. Got straight, nicely done. Here we go. Oh! What can you say? You've done everything right. He'll have been so happy with the way Don Vito was going. They've jumped a lot of 150s and sort of 155 classes and pushing on into this 160 today. And they were making such a good fist of it right the way through to that final fence. And then this happens. Catches it. It looks like he caught it behind, but it is a score of 4. Interestingly, whether it becomes relevant, we'll find out. But actually, that is the fastest on 4. Meanwhile, to Spain and to Edu. Eduardo Alvarez Esnoir. This is legend. And of course, he's had another quite brilliant season. As Edu. It's gelding 13. Lugano sit. Rockefeller to the games this summer. And Legends jumped on plenty of teams in the past. Rockefeller's had Such a brilliant year again, with some great results on the global tours and some of their Grand Prix, but there's no result coming for Eddie here this evening. Legend has the plank down. He'll run the time pretty tight as well, 74.71, just inside to add to the list of fours. And Eduardo Alvarez Esnoir there for Spain. So the Spanish chance this evening isn't to be. Still just Nicolas de Monte as the one and only clear. Second best, the 3 penalties from Max Lille. Fastest 4 sitting in third, Lorenzo De Luca. Plenty of jumping still to come, though, in this opening round. As we turn our attention now to another chance for the Swiss here this evening. It's Romain Duget riding the 11-year-old gelding, Hunger Games, Duchamp Dubois. May the odds ever be in your favour, Romain. And again. It's 11-year-old by Elvis Duput. Finding their way to a second fence. Can you remember when it was these two jumping in St. Gallen back in, it would be beginning of June, wouldn't it? They were in that Grand Prix that day that we had 2 riders tied on a time fault with 1 left to go, and they were one of the combinations that could have jumped off as 2 riders on a time fault. Well, that was until, of course, a certain Swiss rider called Martin Fuchs came in and jumped to clear and won it as the last to go, but it was no easy round that day. Unfortunately, a difficult day for Romain Duguay and Hunger Games Duchamp Dubois. 75.63 as well. They picked up a time penalty, which means we move on to France as the next to go. Megan Monsenier, 26-year-old. Hello. Riding Krumertame. This by Conrad. 12-year-old stallion out of a Coquis Bois Margot Quincy mare. She rode on the French team in Milan last year with Cordial at European Championships. Of course, ridden a lot in the youth categories coming through. That was her first time on a senior championship team. Used to have been actually having quite a good run at 150, 160 classes at recent shows this month and last. You felt the hearts of this audience drop with the pole. They were willing, they were wanting, but unfortunately that back rail had something else to say, and sadly there for Megan Monsenier, it has gone, and it is for 74-1-2 the tie, and goes into the middle of the pack in terms of those on a score of 4. And as we've seen here this evening, I mean, I wonder, because of course it is down that sort of Ingate side, whether that makes a difference, whether it's sort of drawing the attention. Just such a difficult final line, it seems to be proving.
Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for Luxembourg and Victor Bettendorf.
We'll turn on to the next We Do. Victor Bettendorf next to go with the beautiful 9-year-old Foxy de la Roque. So from Saint-Mer by Armitage's boy. This horse, of course, despite the fact it's only 9, had that amazing win in that big Grand Prix on the Global Tour in Rome. That was at the beginning of September. And then back-to-back wins, because they won the class the day before and then came out and won the Grand Prix itself. Had some cracking wins this year alongside that. Team watching on from the sidelines. Hoping. Keeping everything crossed, because there you go, Foxy de la Roque and Victor Bettendorf. What a horse that is. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Quite sensational. Look at the time as well, 71.98. And that's the fastest anyone's been. Well, Nicolas Del Monte has already got one very strong challenge coming his way in that jump-off, and a jump-off is now guaranteed as we've got the second clear, but the roof's going to be lifted with this man, Simon de l'Est. So popular, and so rightly so. The world number 9. Here with the lovely Dexter Fontenis Z. The 11-year-old gelding by Diarado. Part of the bronze medal winning team in Paris with I Am Lucina R51. He's been in Rabat for the last month or so. Stayed there, jumping away. Came home and jumped. Came home. He came back to Europe and jumped in Barcelona. But prior to that, he was also out on that Moroccan tour with the horses. And then he went back. This was the ride, of course, he used at the Europeans in Milan. He's had some really strong rounds. He had a win in London, second in Rome. How we're not now calling 4 is beyond me. Oh, this jump-off is starting to really put together the right ingredients for something very, very tasty later. Simon de l'Est is number 3. Dexter Fontenis Z is clear as well. And that is a very popular clear here in Lyon. Part of the bronze medal winning team from Paris, and clear round number 3. 2 for France, 1 for Luxembourg. Certainly not a rider that's known for shirking the challenge when it comes to needing to put his foot down. Nevertheless, to another who's had a massive win this year, of course, took back global Grand Prix win in Paris. What a moment that was on home soil for this young lady, 23 years of age. She seems to have been part of five-star sport for as many years as I could remember. It is Giassava riding Dexter de Caglan. A lovely team of horses around her. This 11-year-old Saint Francais stallion by Milo Cartago. She took Dexter to Riyadh back in April. That was the first time she'd qualified for the World Cup final. Finished there in 15th. Ooh, little quick. Sadly, it's gone. She knew it when it happened. Kept it inside the time, and there are those that are slower still, but either way, it is only the top 10, and it's early yet for Giassava, and then that one fence becoming an awfully costly affair. 9 now, with a fence down, 3 clears and 1 on 3, sat between them. Right, moving our attention to Liechtenstein as the next to go. This is Jennifer Hodachta riding Golden Lady. Another that has really progressed this year at just 21 years of age. She has moved up the ranks very quickly indeed. She rode on the Senior Europeans last year at just 20 in Milan. Was on this ride, Golden Lady, but again, like we've seen with quite a few tonight, it's that early fence that goes down. 13 now, this lovely mare by Cassini Gold. It's a horse that Ali Alarak rode at the Tokyo Games in 2021, the Moroccan rider. They're more than capable, these two. I remember watching them in the Grand Prix in A Coruña back in July, where they put in a brilliant clear to put themselves into that second round. Today, though, coming into this final line on the 4, trying to keep it on the 4 and trying to keep it in the time. But finds a second fence falling right at the last. So for Liechtenstein, Jennifer Hodachta there with Golden Lady, 74.74, so just inside the time. Nothing changes in terms of the clears, and next to go, it's a chance for Belgium. We've got, what, 4 more before we hit the halfway mark, where, for your information, there will be a short 5-minute pause just to allow the arena maintenance team in to do their thing. Next to go, part of Belgium sports teams for so many years, and so successful as well. Of course, he was part of the team this summer with James Bond de la Haye. Certainly been in good form in recent weeks, because James Bond de la Haye was the winner of the World Cup round in Oslo. This, though, is Double Joe de Honvolt. He didn't go from Oslo straight to Helsinki. He went to St. Lo, where he's been jumping a whole string of horses. This ride, he actually dumped in the Grand Prix in Oslo, finished in 9th. By Kanan, this 11-year-old gelding. There is a fall against that round. It seemed to appear very late in terms of the scorecard. 72-76. He's third fastest on fall. That's a shame. You could see he's got a lot of confidence with the way he's riding, and that horse really looking very, very good. Two in a row come for France, though, now, before we'll have another chance for Belgium. But this is Alexa Ferrer. She's riding Vitalos Nadi del Elsendam Z, 13-year-old mare by Nabab Derev. Valencia over the shows in October. Of course, our thoughts with everybody affected in that region of Spain with the recent events. Oh dear, she's had to take a real pull. I hope this still works for her. She's got over and she's got in. It was a heart-stopping moment when she took the pull to the last. She knew what she needed to do, otherwise she was going to be in trouble. Oh, quite brilliant. Alexa Ferrer, France, tonight. It is going awfully well. And you know what is also good news is the bizarre four that appeared on the screen for Gregory Waterley that I've been scratching my head trying to work out where it came from. It came from nowhere. Gregory Waterley was clear. Alexa Ferrer is clear. We've got 5, 3 for France, 1 for Belgium, and don't forget Victor Beckendorf in there for Luxembourg as well. It is really getting exciting here in Lyon tonight, and this crowd are going with it as you'd expect, and this man has certainly been in winning form. It is the turn now of Julien Achatin, Blood Diamond Dupont for France, number 36, and well, the runner clears is done because that second fence has got in the way. This is a shame. He had a win in Helsinki. In fact, he kicked off his indoor season. He went to Birmingham to their 3-star show, the Horse of the Year show, where he won the leading show jumper of the year, the Grand Prix there on Farah Tame at the beginning of October. He's riding with a lot of pace. That's a sort of natural way of doing it. 8 by the end. He would have been the fastest in terms of 4s if he'd have kept it to 4, but it isn't to be. 71.97, actually the fastest we've seen from anyone around this course.
Maybe I could have a second rider for Belgium, but through to the jump off now is welcome. Well, number 25, and of course that he not only is riding, he's also bred.
So we stick on 5. Next up, to take us up to the break, it's Pied de Vos and Casual DVZ, this lovely 9-year-old mare. Who did go to Helsinki last week. He went there with Tupi de la Roque, finished in 10th in the World Cup. Jumped Casual since Rabat the week previous, when he took Casual there, this 9-year-old mare by Cornel Blensky out of a Cicero Z Van Pamel. Of course, the horse he took to the FEI Longines Jumping World Cup final in Riyadh this year to finish in 8th. So I was on the team in Brussels with this horse, where he actually helped them on to the podium at home for Team Belgium. This mare has so much quality. I stand by what I said. That fence may well have fallen, but she's so nice. Peter will be disappointed. Again, neither really looked to do a huge amount wrong, but coming off that corner, it does bring up a score of 4. Add to the list, so Pied de Vos on 4 as well there. 74.25 is the final time, so dropping down the order, and it means that as we reach the halfway point here this evening, what have we done? 24 jump, 23 to go, and at the moment we have 5 clear rounds. Nicolas de Motte, Victor Bettendorf, Simon Deleste, Gregory Waterley and Alexa Ferreira. It is France, Luxembourg, France, Belgium and France as it currently stands here tonight in this Longines Grand Prix, the qualifier for the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup round on Sunday here in Lyon. So that is the order as it stands. Jordan Mulgaren, Foxy de la Roque, Dexter Fontunis Z, Double Joe de Honvolt and Vital Horse Nadi de Elzazen Z. It's already lining up rather nicely, and there's some tremendous names with the likes of Julien Epillard, Ben Mayer, Scott Brash, all still to go. Add to that the likes of Max Acuna, Martin Fuchs and plenty more. You do not want to go anywhere and you do not want to miss any of it. We're just going to take a very short breather and then we'll come back with the second half of this opening round in this, the Longines Grand Prix here in Aquitaine, Lyon.
Devant les juges. Allez. Êtes prêts? Oh là! Pas mal. Yes, c'est mieux. La grande tribune, les amis. Yes. Les VIP, là-bas. Allez, les amis. Et... oh là! Allez. Allez. Bon, qu'est-ce qu'on fait pour les VIP? Là, ils sont en train de manger. On réessaye? Du côté des VIP? Non. Allez, à petite tribune. Hop là! De l'autre côté, face au juge. Voilà! La grande tribune. Allez, on y va! Et si on se tentait juste justement. Tous ensemble, allez-y, on y va tous ensemble, vous êtes prêts à faire le haut là, tous ensemble, allez, avec galop, tous ensemble, yes! Vous êtes parfaits. Et si on se faisait une nouvelle fois, voilà! Vous voulez faire le haut là? Ça vous dit? On l'attend? On l'attend? Il nous reste 1 minute? On l'attend? Allez, on part de quel côté? Du côté du VIP, galop? On y va? Ah non, le clapping. Bon, bah le clapping. Allez, on va faire du clapping. Clap! Vous êtes fabuleux les amis. Allez, nous sommes dans la dernière minute qui vient nous permettre d'accueillir les cavaliers. Je crois que vous pouvez vous applaudir. Vous êtes fabuleux. Merci Galop. À très vite. Moins d'une minute. Moins d'une minute avant de reprendre la compétition. Regardez, le parc d'obstacles est remis en place. Chacun des 13 obstacles constituant justement cette première soirée à l'occasion du 30e anniversaire du Longines Equita Lyon, concours hippique international, avec pour l'instant, dans l'ordre de passage en vue du barrage, la France avec Nicolas Delmotte, le luxembourgeois Victor Benedorf, la France une nouvelle fois avec Simon Delestre, la Belgique avec Grégory Watley, puis la France avec Alexa Ferrer, et une bonne vingtaine, 25 pour venir donc nous rejoindre, 23 pardon, à venir nous rejoindre, pour tenter de se qualifier pour le barrage. Allez, nous sommes à moins de 10 secondes, les amis dans les tribunes. Il va falloir que votre clapping de tout à l'heure se concrétise maintenant. Il serait peut-être bon d'entendre vos applaudissements retentir. Regardez, allez!
Welcome back to the party. It's welcome back to Equita Lyon for 2025. And what a night we are enjoying already. This is certainly turning in to a very special night with this Longines Grand Prix. 105,500 euros worth of prize money in the kitty. 5 clear rounds, 3 for the home crowd in the form of Nicolas Delmotte, Simon Delestre and Alexa Ferrer. Add to that Victor Bettendorf, of course the winner in Rome, Grégory Watley, who's picked up a win just recently on the World Cup Series. You've got some amazing in-form riders, some wonderful horses already through. But we've got an awfully long list of those that have come close but picked up a score of 4. The time is just putting enough pressure on them at 75 seconds to bring out the odd mistake. Now this, of course, was always going to get that sort of ovation. Part of the bronze medal winning team in the Palace de Versailles in Paris this summer. GL Events de Ray de Gouly and Olivier Peru. We have a little bit of a rub there, and certainly not getting away with that. Out of a Toulon mare, this now 11-year-old mare. Really, along with Olivier, has become a staple part of the French team. He's had a little bit of time off since jumping in that Longines League of Nations final in Barcelona. And down goes another. Unfortunately, it's a total of 12. It isn't their night. Rule them out bouncing back on Sunday. As Olivier Peru, Gilles Events, Terre de Gouly, having a slightly uncharacteristic total of 12 there. So disappointment for the bronze medal winners, part of that team bronze this summer. Of course, team bronze by the smallest of margins, but a bronze it was because it all came down to the clock with the Dutch, didn't it? And this man was on that team. He's since been part of the silver medal at the Longines League of Nations in Barcelona. He's plenty of success in his back catalogue of results as Harry Schmolders. Currently sitting at number 28 on those Longines rankings. This is the fabulous Monaco as well. Monaco NOP. He did jump Monaco in Oslo 2 weeks ago. Of course, he had that second place in the Grand Prix in Valkenswaard on the global tour at the end of August. But on their day, these two can mix it with the best of them over the biggest courses. And so far, so good. When they're in that sort of form, what more would you expect? Big smiles from the team, Harry Schmolders and Monaco NOP. Just add a little bit more to the quality of what was already a high quality jump off against the clock. How high up the order can they find their way when we get into that round a little later on? But the Dutch, of course, now with a part to play. Still 3 for France, 1 now for the Netherlands alongside 1 for Belgium and 1 for Luxembourg. But there are 3 chances for Great Britain here this evening. Talking of games, talking of Olympics. These two delivering the gold for Great Britain in the summer with that final round in the team competition. Hello Jefferson and Scott Brash. The amazing gelding, 15 now by Cooper van der Heffink. Oh, Scott picking up his second team gold after London, but what a moment that was for all of them in Paris. Jefferson as well. It's been his top ride now for a number of years. Not the first to have had that fence, or that one. That final line is certainly proving expensive for a few of them here this evening, Scott Brash included. Hello Jefferson, looking really good, but sadly having a couple down. Actually, he's picked up a time penalty. Total of 9 out of play for the first of 3 for Great Britain. Scott's gold medal winning teammate Ben Mayer as well, still to come here tonight. Next to go, though, it is Colombia's turn. René López Lizarazo. He's had a really good year. Of course, he went to the games as an individual with Quiros van Hogendien. This particular ride we can see here this evening. In the summer, it was a ride he also competed with at the Pan Am Games last year. He's got an amazing career. His performance at the Games this year was the second time he qualified as an individual to go to the Olympics, having done so in 2016. The front rail comes off for this 14-year-old gelding by Echo Vanti Spiveld out of a Darko mare. Watching him in the Paris Hermé Grand Prix back in March, where he went so well, and of course he had that lovely win with this horse in Rotterdam. There's no guessing which fences could or would fall. The time perhaps not a surprise. 75.15, and he, like Scott Brash, 2 in a row, both finishing on a total of 9. There with Quiros van Hogendien, then for René López Lizarazo for Colombia. Plenty more chances left as we go into the final 20 to come forward in this opening round. It is Robin Muir next, riding Galaxy HM, the gelding 13, Dutch warm blood by quality time. Of course, we rode Galaxy in the summer, again as an individual and as part of the team. This horse has certainly proved to be the star of the stable for him this year. He's been such a consistent part of teams and championships over the last 4 years or so. They dived a little bit at the plank. Galaxy certainly showing the power going through there. Going to run the time pretty tight. 75 the time allowed, 74.84 there for Robin Muir. And Galaxy HM is Olympic ride, finishing with 1 down tonight in this Longines Grand Prix of Lyon. And squeezing just inside the time allowed. 10 or 11 of them now on a score of 4, but it's the 6 clears that we're concentrating on most. I'm sure all 6 of them will only be too delighted if this man can find his way into a jump off against the clock, because we'll all know exactly what they're up against, being that he is, without question, one if not the fastest rider in the world when it comes to going against the clock. Is Julien Epilard as well part of the success and the medal in the summer. This is Donatello Doge, the world number 6. He rode on Iron Dames Dubai to Cedra in Paris to be part of the bronze medal winning team. But we all know just how good this horse is and how capable they are at winning any big 5-star Grand Prix. If he can get in the jump off, he becomes favourite. He knew he was in trouble. He asked for the woe. So now it's a case of where do you finish on a score of 4, and at the moment the best that will give you is 8, and that is 72-32, which I suspect he'll be able to get relatively close just for the natural way that Julien rides forward. Be irrelevant. 2 have gone. And there'll be no Julien Epinard to race against the clock. 72-12. Said he'd be good with the time. He would have been faster had he kept it to 4. He wanted to keep it to a clear. He wanted his chance to go fast in the jump off. But France, of course, have got 3 clears so far. 50% for the home fans at the moment out of the 6. More chance for the French to come a little bit later on in the draw, although for the next to go, of course, was on the podium himself in the summer, but he was stood on top of the podium for the 3rd time in his career. The 3-time Olympic gold medal winner, Ben Mayer, tonight with Point Break. Currently world number 3. This is the lovely 10-year-old by action breaker, this stallion of Charlotte Rossiter and Pamela Wrights. What a shame that is. Again, you just cannot predict where the fault might come from. Very quick though from Ben, fastest on 4. Will be little consolation for a man that would have been hoping for a clear here this evening. Finds his way to picking up 1 fence down, the stallion there, Point Break, and the world number 3. Well, the next to go, Marlon Zanatelli. 1 or 2 for Brazil here this evening. Marlon here with GB Diamantina, 12-year-old mare by Diamante Semelli. Been relatively happy with that top 5 on Grand Slam VDL in the World Cup round last Sunday in Helsinki before coming here to Lyon. That is so often the case. So after they do Oslo, Helsinki, they change the horses as you would expect. So Diamantini hasn't jumped since Barcelona as part of the Brazilian team, coming back this week, but whereas Ben Mayer might have the first part of the combination, Marlon finds his way to tripping out over the last part of the combi.
Mais il n'a pas la possibilité de retrouver Marlon Mononosa de Teddy pour le tableau final. Avec au cours de 4 points de pénalité.
So 73.52 time-wise into the 12th place.
De saluer aussi un vice-champion du monde, un des cavaliers médaillés d'or des championnats d'Europe, actuel numéro 12 mondial.
Next to go, it's the turn of Martin Fuchs, and this is Connor J.
Réagir à la présence de Martin Fuchs.
For Yuri's 13-year-old gelding by Connor. Martin, of course, he rode Lyon J in the games this summer, this ride. Great to see them back. He had a lovely win in the big International Grand Prix trophy, or the Grand Trophy in Helsinki last week on LNL Upgrade, which is certainly coming along nicely. Connor this year was part of the winning Swiss team in the Nations Cup in Brussels, but also won that big Grand Prix in Ireland back in August. Ooh, powering their way through, making sure there's no trouble, and what a combination to get into the jump off to add. He is an amazing rider, and what a team of horses he has. Unbelievable balance, and he's got such a great relationship with his horses and the way they are able to power their way through when they need to. He just needs to ask a little bit more. Connor J delivers, and now 7 clears. Can Ireland give us number 8, Dennis Lynch, and Vista Grand, the 11-year-old stallion? This certainly has been another great part of his stable since these two got together over the last year or so. British bred as well by Karen Nichol. This is the Fantaland stallion Vista Grand with Dennis. Final flight preparations underway. Vista Grand just having a little look around. Part of the Irish team in Barcelona. We read this at the Europeans as well the previous year to finish in the top 20. He's put in quite a few team performances, including Spruce. Brilliantly done over the fences, but when he looks at the clock, he'll realise what's happened. 76.03 is the time, and that puts him over the time allowed. Unfortunately there for Dennis Lynch and Vista Grand. I mean, it's one penalty better than Max Lille, but it's only 8, and it's as high as he'll go here this evening. So what a shame.
Fois de la finale Coupe du Monde, 2 fois des championnats du monde. Il était à Versailles aussi, ce cavalier qui a avant de s'élancer. Le cavalier à veste jaune et brésilien, Yuri Mansour. Il retrouve son Vitiki, indéniablement son cheval de paix.
Yuri Mansour goes next with Vitiki. Anyone that's heard me talk about these two in the past will know I adore this combination, and sadly that holds no benefit to them at all, because that is a curse of the commentator moment, really, isn't it, to see that happen, which is such a shame, because last week they were flying along in Helsinki. They finished second in the international trophy, that big 160 class, and of course they'd had a cracking result the week before in Oslo.
Le cavalier Longines, avec qui prend le départ. Elle vous l'a dit, il était donc médaillé des championnats d'Europe.
Well, we're back, and unfortunately for Yuri, it was just that opening fence that cost him and Vitiki. So next to go is Brian Balsija, riding PSG Starlight, the 9-year-old mare by Zarocco Blue for Brian, who of course is an integral part of Swiss teams nowadays. Took the horses out to Morocco. Jumped this horse on the Nations Cup team actually out there. He also put in some reasonably good rounds in the Grand Prix and World Cups. Nine now. PSG Starlight. And that has gone. Well, they finish with the fences serve two down.
Ou encore néerlandaise, et il y aura la Suisse évidemment avec Martin Fuchs, les points avec donc Brian Balsinger avec ses 2 fautes et un chronomètre de 74-68. Avant le plaisir d'entendre vos applaudissements retentir. Allez, à peine parti, justement, on va avoir le plaisir et de revoir justement.
Sandra our fourth next up for Germany.
Vous connaissez cette cavalière qui était des Jeux Olympiques, même médaillée d'or.
This is Quorishi H.
Justement l'élite mondiale, voilà amplement sa place. Oren, un cheval de 13 ans. Quel
Sandra, who is a magnificent equestrian athlete. Not only is she, of course, a top-class show jumper, she's a world-class event rider as well, having won gold on German teams over the years at European, world and Olympic level. Was the world champion, that wonderful ride, was it Upgun Luovo. Oh dear, she couldn't do anything about that, just got pulled slightly down towards the combination and ran out of room. They'd had that fabulous win together in Falsterbo when they won the Grand Prix back in the middle of the summer. And of course have played a role there as well on the Nations Cup team, as they did again in Brussels. But tonight it is 2 down. Correction, it is 1 down. It is time penalties. When you see 8 you think 2, but of course it isn't. It's 1 down in time. 78.52 there for Sandra Affoff and Karichi H. We're in then to the final 10 to go. Still at the moment 7 clear rounds in a jump off that is mouth-watering before we've even confirmed the final lineup. But the provisional lineup of Nicolas Demotte, Victor Bettendorf, Simon Delesque, Gregory Waterley, Alexa Ferreira, Harry Schmolders and Martin Fuchs. Wow. Now though it is another chance for France. 1 of 5 still to go in this final 10. Cedric Hurel riding Fantasio Florivel Z, the 14-year-old gelding by Florian Delavie. Little power push coming out of the combination. Oh, what a round that's turned out to be. Oh, and you can see what it means. You can see what it means if you're going to go and do what they've just done, which is deliver a 5-star Grand Prix clear round, to do it here at home in Lyon as well. I mean, Cedric Hurel and Fantasio Florivel Z have just given France their, 4th clear? It's given us 8. And it means everything to the team in the background. It is a team in this sport. The love and care of these horses goes way beyond the rider, to the grooms, to the owners, to all of the support team. What a powered-up performance that was. And Fantasio really working with Cedric. They've been jumping, it's jumped 160 before, but jumping a lot of good rounds at 150, 155. That was a step up again. Now, Julien Gonin. France certainly trying to make the most of their numbers here tonight, and the crowd are on side, as you would have expected. Valu de Louis is the next to go, 15 and down at fence number 2. Again, you just never know. You get the excitement of the clear, and then suddenly the next one comes in and reminds you that this is far from easy. By Calvaro SC, out of Agadaba Amer. These two finished on the podium in Oslo. They were 3rd in that World Cup qualifier 2 weeks ago, having won the class on the opening day. Again, it just reminds you in this sport that form, it counts. Yes, of course it counts. It counts for what's happened. It doesn't count for what's happening. got his accreditation flapping around his neck as well, which I'm sure doesn't help matters. But either way, he's finished on 8. He has squeezed inside the time allowed and finishes then on a total of 8.
Ireland indeed, you George just now, and the world number 8. She's come back for a fabulous 3 weeks in Morocco.
Well, 8 more to go. Next to go is Jessica Burke for Ireland. Lovely Irish Sports Horse Express Trend, this 14-year-old by Future Trend, with a good honest mare. Second in that big 4-star Grand Prix qualifier in El Jadida, wrapping things up for them there. They were also on the Nations Cup team for the Irish. Jess, who had that brilliant result in the Grand Prix in Bordeaux back at the end of last season's indoor circuit on the Western European League, when she finished in 2nd place. Moving a little bit over to the right. She did well to get over that back rail. Living dangerously here, Jess. She's not the first to have come to a sudden stop, but at least she stayed in the saddle and just giving the horse a little pat and saying, actually, we're just going to leave it alone at this point.
Jessica, qui méritait mieux que de partir à la tête basse comme ça, alors qu'elle a fait une très très belle saison, l'une des saisons où nous avons offert des belles victoires jusqu'à être médaillée d'or lors des Jeux Olympiques de Rio, celui qui a été aussi des
Just one of those nights, unfortunately. Bad luck, Jessica Burke and Express Trend. Next to go, we turn to the first of the final 7, Philippe Rosière. For France, Le Coutier de Muse, 13-year-old by Presley Boy. Of course, has played his role in important moments in French equestrian sport, none more so than the Olympics on Raatep de Toscane and the team gold in Rio. As you can go all the way back through the years, he's picked up several team medals, European and Worlds. It's by Presley Boy out of a Vigara Sui map. Oh, could it be? The time's going to get tight on him. The time's going to get very tight. He's gone over by 0.82 of a second. He's picked up a single time penalty. He did nothing wrong in terms of clearing those fences. And Philippe Rosière and Le Coutier de Muse coming to an end on a single time penalty. 8 clears we sit with, and 3 of them that have left all the fences standing but come home on a penalty or more. In fact, we've got 1 on 1, 1 on 2 and 1 on 3. But what a shame for Philippe. He did such a great job. But we keep moving forward, and now to Denmark, to Sasha Nigadlil. It is the Danish rider's turn. Riding Cornflake. What a great name for a horse this is, Cornflake CR.
Le Danemark. Allez, qui aligne l'une de ses cavalières qu'on a le plaisir, comme vous l'a dit Alison, d'accueillir pour la première fois, qui vient avec une belle victoire lors du CSU Spot cette année. Alors,
He's also spent quite a bit of time down in Spain just recently with the horses. Big test tonight for Cornflake, the 9-year-old by Cascadello. It's the first time jumping at 160. Obviously they've jumped it at home, but in terms of competitive competition, they've just been building. Just couldn't quite reach. You've got to take a moment where you do decide to let them try and step them up, and Cornflake actually stepping up well. Sadly 2 down and a couple of time penalties to add into that as well. It's 13 in 79.94 for Sacha Nigalil. There with Cornflake CR for Denmark. Meanwhile, Great Britain's third and final chance. Can he make it through? Matt Sampson and Daniel, the heartbreaker stallion. Of course, it's the ride that he has, I guess this way, can I say shared? Cool. The ride that we all got very used to watching. Angeli von Essen, Sweden, of course, Swedish start, based in the UK, doing so well on over the years. And Matt, who has found a tremendous relationship with this horse, actually, and he's ridden it on the British team in Dublin this year. He helped the team to the podium
Matthew, can you just
that
wait for a few seconds before you start? We've got a slight problem with the countdown.
A little bit of a countdown issue, but he also took this horse out in the middle of the summer to the Tour in Spruce, where he was flying along, and there isn't any doubt about it. I mean, he was in brilliant form. Not only did he win, he found his way onto the podium, I think, on 3 or 4 other occasions. Should mention that Angeli borrowed this horse back again for the Horse of the Year show, the 3-star in Birmingham, where she took it to second in the Grand Prix. Matt's got the ride back now. His turn. Grand Prix in Lyon. How's he going to get on? Oh, he's pushed to the last. Oh, and he's done it. Has he? No! Oh, Matt, 75-36. He knew he was up against it with the clock. He'd had to be a little bit careful. Nothing else he could do. 0.36 over. He goes into 9th. He's the faster of the 2 on 1, but the smallest of margins in this sport, whether it be 0.36 of a second, whether it be just a millimetre too low, it can make all the difference. And unfortunately, Matt has missed out on getting into that jump off, and we still sit with 8 clear rounds. That's one of the biggest cheers of the night comes for this man, Roger Bost, Ballerine de Villepillon. 13-year-old mare by Baloubet de Rouet out of a Kirandaravel mare for another of the famous gold medal winning team from Rio. Of course, a European champion as well from 2013. Well, they'll be disappointed, this audience tonight, not to see Bosty through, but they know they've got at least half the jump-off covered with riders from France. But it is 1 down and a score of 4. And a rather long list of riders on 4, but a big pat there for Ballerine de Villepillon for Roger Bost. There it is, there's a fence as well, bizarrely, that hasn't really caused too much of a problem here tonight. Meanwhile, we go from one member of the Rio gold medal winning team and a rider that's won a European title to another member of the Rio gold medal winning team that has also won a European title. He won a European title, of course, on Crack Boom in 2009 at Windsor. It is Kevin Stout. He's riding tonight with the 11-year-old gelding Beau de la Brisette by Bisquet Balussi out of an Abab de Reb mare. And, well, I've seen 1 or 2 tonight touch that first fence with slightly less sort of gusto, and it's fallen down, but it's stayed up. He hasn't jumped this horse since jumping it in the Nations Cup in the Longines Liga Nations in Barcelona. And there goes the first part of the double. It's a cracking horse at 160 under normal circumstances. These two won that big Grand Prix together in Dinard back in July. R1 fence is the story yet again. This time it's the story of Kevin Stout tonight with Beau de la Brisette misses out. And still the clears remain the same. Nicolas Delmotte, Victor Bettendorf, Simon Deleste, Gregory Waterley, Alexa Ferreira, Harry Schmolders, Martin Fuchs and Cedric Harrell. We are down to the final 2 to go in the opening round, and then we can look to that jump off against the clock. But we've got 2 more, 1 for Norway, 1 for Austria. Pal Flam, the first of these final 2. Riding here with Omoza DC, the 10-year-old mare by Elvis Duput. Jumped at home in Oslo 2 weeks ago before coming here. They jumped on a couple of teams over the course of the summer, including Falsterbo and Deauville. Deauville was where they finished in the top 4 in that Grand Prix as well. You can see on the way to the horseware fence they were just having a little conversation over I have a feeling Omaza is getting a little quick, and Powell struggling a little bit here, just trying to keep that pace in control. Is the decision made. Palflam decides to retire with Omaza DC. So fences down, and we are now left with but one to go tonight in this Longines Grand Prix of Lyon.
On va partir avec le dernier couple à venir nous rejoindre. Et quel couple d'ailleurs? Ce sont tout simplement ceux qui étaient 7e à Versailles avec Electric Blue. Numéro 7, c'est aussi son rang mondial.
And that final combination is ready to go, because it's going to be another from the world's top 10 and another horse that knows how to win 5-star Grand Prix. It is Max Kühne with Electric Blue P. Recent form as recently as 2 weeks ago in the Global Grand Prix in Rabat, saw them in the top 5. They jumped very well out in Spruce, and of course that 7th place individually in Paris at the Olympic Games by Eldonado van der Schuysuk, this super 13-year-old gelding. Has all the ingredients, but as we've seen already tonight, it's not the sort of course that even for the best has worked out, although there would be something rather special if we could get these two into the jump-off. And you've already got the lineup of the 8 we have, but just like Grogi Boss, it's that little upright that goes down, and a fence, as said earlier, hasn't really caused too much trouble. So we know it will be 8 coming back against the clock. For the score, safe for the clock, but Max Kühne unfortunately has that one upright down, and it costs him his chance with Electric Blue P of getting in to that jump off, which, as I say, does mean that there will be 8. But I mean, it is 8 quality combinations coming back, 4 of which, 50% of which, will ride for France, mixed in with 1 apiece from Luxembourg, Belgium, the Netherlands, and for Switzerland. Here we go, there's your lineup. Nicolas Delmonte, Jordan Mulga M first to go. Foxy de la Roque, the winner of the Grand Prix in Rome, Victor Bettendorf. Simon Delestre, never rule that man out for France, with Dexter going next up, third to go. Gregory Waterley, of course, with Bon James Bon Delahaye, had the brilliant win recently. How does he go with double Joseph Hovolant? We will see. Alex Ferrer, the young jockey there, with Vitalos Nadine Del Elsman Z, getting through for France as well. Harry Schmolders and the wonderful Monaco NOP. We know how good they are. And what about Dublin's winner, the almighty Connor J and Martin Fuchs? And that quite brilliant round, perhaps unexpected, but well earned. And looking forward to seeing Fantasio Floreval Z. It really would be a fairy tale for Cedric Harrell. We will see what happens in the jump-off very soon.
partez pas trop loin, chers amis. Partez pas trop loin parce que vous voyez qu'on va très très vite pour essayer évidemment d'associer à cette soirée sport et spectacle avec là aussi la mise à l'honneur de Crack Show. On aura l'occasion d'en parler notamment avec le savoir-faire du Sud-Bruxelles français. Juste avant de vivre cette soirée placée sous l'égide bien sûr de ce 30e anniversaire Longines et Lyon concours hippique international.
En tant que partenaire titre et chronométreur officiel de Longines et Lyon 2024, la marque horlogère suisse est honorée de présenter le temps fort du jour, le Grand Prix Longines, dont le barrage va se courir dans quelques instants. La passion de la marque pour l'univers des sports équestres remonte à plus de 150 ans. Et aujourd'hui, Longines est le partenaire des plus importants événements équestres à l'échelle mondiale. La montre officielle de l'événement est un élégant garde-temps de la collection Conquest. Avec son élégance sportive et robuste, la ligne Conquest démontre l'engagement de Longines à créer des montres pour tous les aspects de la vie.
And in a few moments, the jump of this Longines Grand Prix, the title partner and official timekeeper of Longines Lyon 2024. The Swiss watchmaker is proud today to present to today's flagship class, the Longines Grand Prix. The brand's passion for equestrian sport dates back over 150 years. And today, Longines is the partner of the world's most...
Well, here's the details for the jump-off course of Gregory Bordeaux. As you can see, 7 obstacles, 8 jumping efforts, because the double is the double of uprights. It's the first 2 parts of what was the combination. And this is the qualifier, this Longines Grand Prix of Lyon, the qualifier for the FEI Jumping World Cup round that will take place, the third leg of the 2024-2025 Western European League, which will take place here on Sunday afternoon, live with you on FEI TV, and that is something you do not want to miss. But while you're waiting, make sure you go nowhere, because this is set to be special. Well, let's have a little look at the twists and turns that Gregory Bordeaux is setting out. They start over what was fence 11, and it's off to a new fence 15. First time we've seen that, the parallel, and it's a long old run to that. Round the corner we come back on this rollback turn to another parallel at fence number 9, and then down to 10A and 10B. As I said, it's just the first 2 parts of what was the combination double of uprights, which means you then turn back to that skinny little fence number 6 that of course caught out the likes of Max Kuhner there right at the end. On we go to fence 16. Again, it's a new fence, opposite direction. It's an oxer, what was the first part of the double at 4, and then round you come, and it's a long old run, isn't it? One end of the arena to the other, foot to the floor, gallop to the last. Fence number 1. They've changed the material round. It is now the Longines material in that final fence. Well, there they are, putting the final touches to the warm-up, and as you can see, in the most, that just means taking it relatively easy. You know, they'll each know exactly how many times they want to jump a fence before they come in. They'll know the feeling they're looking for. There's Victor Bettendorf with the 9-year-old Foxy de la Rock that, of course, won the Grand Prix. That is a horse I think tonight. I think the bit that counts against Victor this evening is he's early in the draw. And the other, I'm looking at the start list, and it's really hard not to be constantly refocusing on Martin Fuchs and Connor J. But that man's got Monaco in it. And, well, Harry Schmolders, is it to be this evening? France have got a strong lineup. Simon Deleste, as I say. I think Nicolas Delmonte will be interesting as the first to go. It's going to be tough for him having to set some sort of standard. He is a quick rider. Victor coming next with that 9-year-old mare. Those certainly exciting plenty of people after the win in Rome. We will see how that fares, and then it'll be on to Simon Deleste and Dexter Fontaine-Zed. And Simon is such a phenomenal competitor. Dexter, well established and experienced. Gregory Waterley, we shouldn't forget him. I mean, double Jeu de Honvolt, not the ride, of course, that he won the World Cup on 2 weeks ago in Oslo. That was James Bond de la Haye. But confidence is key, and he'll be filled with it, that is for sure. Alexa Ferrer, I think, has done a brilliant job putting Vital Horse Nadida Elsen-Zed into the jump-off. Again, it'll be fascinating to see how she gets on. And then the last to go, Cedric Harel and Fantasio Florevel-Zed. Lovely 14-year-old by Florian Delavie will be the last out. Puts them in the best possible position. They'll know what they need to do, but when you're following Martin Fuchs, Harry Schmolders and all those that have come before you, you certainly would get the feeling, but by that point it is going to be very, very tough indeed. There's your lineup from start to finish. Jordan Mulga M, Foxy de la Roque, Dexter Fontaine-Zed, Double Jeu de Honvolt, Vital Horse Nadi de Elsen-Zed, Monaco NOP, Connor J and Fantasio Florevel-Zed. 4 for France, 1 for Luxembourg, 1 for Belgium, 1 for the Netherlands and 1 for the Swiss. Like I say, it's really tough to not look to that man from Switzerland, although there's a lot of focus there on our first now to go. It won't be long before he's heading through and in to the light of the arena. It may well be under darkness at the moment, but it's edging ever closer. See them just getting ready, putting in those, as I was saying a moment ago, I mean, they'll know what they want to do. They'll have a set number of jumps in their mind that they will want to just be able to do. They just make it look so simple. It's great having it out there in the middle of the trade stand area. The atmosphere really beginning to build in this arena. Check the girth. All important moment. Wipe down from the team. The grooms, of course, playing the most essential role. And to every groom out there, thank you for all of what you do. The immense care and dedication that they bring to their craft, and it really is a craft to be able to care and look after these world-class equine athletes at the level to which they do is quite something. Well, back here in the arena, it's really turning into some sort of disco party. Discotheque night here in Lyon. Let's bring the lights up, because now this is the part of the night we've all been waiting for. 105,500 euros worth of prize money is on the line. The jump off course is set. Let's go. Welcome along for the ride. It's jump off time here at Equita Lyon. Welcome to FEI TV. And if you're just joining us, you've tuned in at just the right moment. 8 against the clock. The first up, of course, the partnership that gave us the first clear. We had to wait for 10 in round 1 to get that clear. It came from Jordan Mulga M on the 10-year-old stallion. This is Nicolas Demotte for France. One of 4 chances for France tonight here at home. There is so much passion, so much energy in this arena supporting this amazing lineup of French riders, but they kept behind all of them. It's not just for France, but you know, who doesn't want a home winner? Let's see what happens. This course has got it all. The twists, the turns, and that awfully long gallop to the last. And you can see the pace already picking up. Here we go. And we come back A little bit on the angle, never quite got straight. And that is the difficulty when you go first. He was coming in to try and put pressure on those that were still to come by setting a time that would have caused a problem. And in doing so, he's caused himself his own problems. And this is the run I'm on about, all the way across this arena to the last. It's a massive open run. And that front rail will get very vulnerable the faster they go. Well, 8 is the score, the time 41.45. They'll be faster than that. They'll be dropping well into the 30-second bracket for whoever takes this title here this evening. But Nicolas de Monte gives us a clue as to where we're going. He really was still sort of jumping right to left over that fence. He never got straight. Now this combination, they really are an exciting duo. Victor Bettendorf. 9-year-old Foxy de la Roque, winner of the Global Grand Prix in Rome at the start of September, has been in tremendous form ever since. This mare by Armitage's Boy really does look to have it all. They're going on the 8 again. Now, how does he approach this part of the turn? He manages to get himself back and straight. She really listens to him. It's great to watch. Oh, he's gone really tight, landing in 22. How did he get away with it? Oh, what confidence. This is an absolutely brilliant performance. Foxy de la Roque here for the Grand Prix of Lyon tonight. That could well be your winner. What a superstar that mare is. What a brilliant ride from Victor Bettendorf. 36.02, the turn back to the tight fence, the little fence. The GN Events fence at number 6 was phenomenal. And look at this. He sat her back, he found his place, he got his stride, and then she accelerates. Well, I don't know if that looks because he's just managed to catch a glimpse of what Victor's pulled off, or whether he's just that relaxed, he's taking it all in his stride. And maybe it could well be option B with it being Simon. We will see. There is no way he doesn't try. Dexter Fontaine has said, though, has got a big challenge ahead with that time now on the board. 36.06. We are off to the races. Here we go with France's second chance. Simon Deleste. Very quick. But is it quicker? Look for the turn back. Wants to be around the 22-second mark when he gets to landing. He's a fraction away. But he is absolutely... Oh! How? Unbelievable! Surely! What is the time going to be? 36.06. Can he do it? Not quite. 37.58. I said he'd have a go, and that he certainly did. I mean, please, somebody pull a replay of the second to last fence, because I do not know what happened, because it was all happening so quick. Simon. There's the turn back. He lost a little bit at the start. It was the fence after that. Look. Oh! Dexter doing everything in his power to make sure those hind legs stayed in the air. Right, bring it on, let's have more. Gregory Watelet, double Jeu de Holliday. Next up in the Grand Prix of Lyon here, the Longines Grand Prix. that is led at the moment by Victor Bettendorf. 36.06 the time. Belgium's chance tonight. You made the 8 easy. Let's see where he is at the split. Here it comes. He's just down 0.6, but that was smart. He kept good pace. In fact, I'd say the turn was perhaps even quicker than Victor's because he had the momentum. And now, has he got the stride? Because Double Joe really has stretched out on the gallop to the last and tight yet again. 38.23. He goes third. This is why we love this sport. These horses, these riders, they are giving everything this evening in Lyon. I thought, you see, I think he made a little bit of time there and unfortunately just lost it. Foxy was so fast across the ground. Great to see this lady in the jump off here tonight. Alexa Ferrer and Vital Horse. Nadine de Elsmanzed.
Nayade. La sonnette vient de retentir et un petit bouquet d'applaudissements, s'il vous plaît, Alexa Ferrer.
Still trying to chase 36.06.
Still 36.06.
We're halfway through. 4 have gone and 4 to go. Be interesting at the split, but surely she's down. She's just having to take things a little bit wider as she did on the turnbacks, but she's still clear at the moment. And the horse just pulling her a little bit towards the outside. She's really having to try and work hard on the turns. Now scampering across one end to the other here in Lyon. Gets over that final fence. She's got a double clear in this Longines Grand Prix. And the crowd absolutely love it. 40.62 though. I mean, that's 4.5 seconds away in terms of time. It shows you again the pace that Victor had, because she was certainly not trying to go slowly. But then there were 3. And there is no doubting that when you look at what the next 2 to go have been able to produce so far in their careers, you cannot say that these next 2 are not the big challengers. And I'm not taking anything away from Cedric as the last to go, because he stands his chance as equal as anything. If you're in it, you can win it. But this is Harry Schmulders. This is Monaco NOP. This is the Netherlands' chance then. 36.06 is the time.
Until 36.06 to beat. Can he do it now? World number 28, Harry Schmulders with his Olympic horse, Monaco NOP.
Come on, Harry. Quite tight on that turn. Now where's the split? He should be there or thereabouts. He's come tight, tight, tight. Ooh, in fact, he's just under the second, but that was good. Now it's going to come down not just to strides, but it's also to the covering speed over the ground. And he's tipped his weight forward. He's coming towards the last. It's Harry Schmulders. It's Monaco NOP. Surely, no. 37.46. That finish line seems to take an age before it comes once they've landed. And he's still sitting pretty at the top with that lovely mare, Foxy. Victor Bettendorf knows one of the major challengers has just got into second, and that will come as a sigh of relief. Well, news has just reached us. Martin Fuchs has actually withdrawn from the jump-off. So there is now just one more to go. That certainly changes things, because you look at it, and Martin was always going to be a major factor with that ride. But it's done. No coming forward for Martin Fuchs, which means Victor Bettendorf is one away. Or will there be a fairy tale result tonight for Cédric Harel as the last to go on Fantasio Floreval Z?
Our final combination in the ring now, Luxembourg versus France.
I tell you what, he's absolutely going for it. 0.6, but it is over. It is Victor Bettendorf's night, and there they are in the bottom left of your screen. That amazing 9-year-old mare has won her second 5-star Grand Prix in the space of a couple of months. 37.19 on the clock. Time would have been good enough for second, but it is not to be. It is into 6th place here tonight for Cédric Harel. So unfortunately, it hasn't quite gone his way, but it is Luxembourg's night. This was it when he turned in, and down it goes. It's such a difficult one to turn back to. You've got to make sure you are absolutely in the right place. But look at the smile. Well, congratulations there from Nicolas Demotte. Scott Brash going over and saying well done to Victor, getting all the plaudits and congratulations from his contemporaries, and as well as plenty more out there. High fives all round. But, that 9-year-old mare is something special. There is absolutely no doubt about it. Well, there you go. There's your full and final order. Foxy de la Roque, Victor Bettendorf on top. Harry Schmolders in second with Monaco NOP. And Simon Delestre, the best for France, with Dexter Fontaine Z, which was a super effort. Gregory Wathelet up there with Double Jeu de Honvelt. Alex Ferrer as well jumps the double clear to finish in 5th with Vittelhorst de Nerazim Z. Well, as you can see, preparations now well underway for the presentation of awards, and we'll be bringing you that in a moment. Let's see if we have a listen in to what they've got to say. Here's your winner, Victor Bettendorf. We'll catch up with him down there on the arena floor.
Congratulations on your victory. Could you describe your emotions tonight in front of such an enthusiastic crowd in Lyon?
It's already amazing that I'm allowed to ride here. I got an invitation by Sylvie Robert, so I was really happy to be here. And honestly, I really wanted to prove that I'm able to compete in this World Cup. So I did well today. I'm really happy. So it's a great day.
Foxy was very fast. Could you tell us more about her?
Well, the mare just did 4 160 classes in her life, and she won 4 of them. So it's she's quite amazing. She's really fast. She's super careful. She has everything she needs to be a real superstar. So actually, I just go in the ring and I enjoy myself.
The course had a few tricky sections tonight. What do you think were the biggest challenges to overcome?
I think the triple combination was not so easy. There were some mistakes, no hard faults, but some mistakes. And the last line was quite challenging. So it was close to the exit, so the horses were a bit spooky, but it was a nice course.
You've been invited. Now that you've won this Grand Prix, what's next on your schedule for this weekend in Lyon?
I would like to do the same on Sunday. That would be great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
What a track record. 4 160s, 4 wins. What a mare she has already proved to be, and I think that is a horse and a rider that we're going to hear a lot more from. Well, preparations underway for the prize-giving ceremony here in Lyon. Don't forget as well, the big one comes on Sunday. The Longines FEI Jumping World Cup of Lyon getting underway here on Sunday afternoon. It is the third leg of the Western European League. And of course, that starts local time here in France at 3:30 p.m. So 15:30 for that one. And will it be a double for Victor and Foxy Delaroc? We will wait to see. Well, Lyon, of course, a venue where they don't just host one World Cup, they host all three. They host the dressage, the driving and the jumping. That driving kicking off here, first leg of the season. And that will really come into play tomorrow, as well as the ponies, the FRA Jumping Ponies Trophy round as well.
Équipe formidable, regardez la maison familiale rurale de Saint-Flour qui en quelques instants a mis cette piste à nu pour ne conserver des manques. Le décorum aux couleurs de Longines, ce sont eux
getting closer.
J'entends vos applaudissements retentir. La MFR, maison familiale rurale de Saint-Flour, l'équipe de piste, qui sont en train de mettre donc les dernières touches justement à cette 30e édition, l'anniversaire du Longines Équitalion. Ce sera l'occasion justement, dans quelques instants, d'effectuer la remise des prix du Grand Prix.
Which I'm sure it will live up to what we've just seen in the Grand Prix tonight. You'll know where you want to be on Sunday afternoon.
Brand manager Longines France, aux côtés de Sylvie
It's
Robert,
quite some setting,
présidente
this
de
arena.
Gentlemen's
It really is.
Equestrian Sport.
And the crowd so enthusiastic. Here come our dignitaries, and Longines, of course, quite brilliant and sensational supporters of the world of show jumping and equestrian sport, as they have been for so many years. Of course, a key part of the event here with this being Longines Equitalion. Well, here they come for the presentation of awards, led in by the winner of your Longines Grand Prix, Victor Bettendorf, riding here with this quite amazing 9-year-old mare called Foxy Delaroc. Second tonight goes to Harry Schmolders and Monaco NOP. Third to Simon Delest and Dexter Fontina said. It is Luxembourg, the Netherlands and France. As he steps forward to receive his awards, I'll leave you alone and we'll look forward to being together again. But what a night of sport. Thank you for being part of it alongside me here for this Longines Grand Prix.
Ils sont bien là, tous les 7, justement les acteurs de cette finale et de ce barrage, dont la victoire revient avec cette jument de 9 ans, Foxy Delaroc, pour le Luxembourg, Victor Bettendorf. À vous tous, chers amis, madame, mademoiselle, monsieur, à l'occasion de ce rendez-vous international, comme il convient de le faire, je vais vous inviter, si vous le pouvez, à bien vouloir vous lever, puisqu'en l'honneur de Victor Bettendorf va retentir l'hymne national du Luxembourg.
Ladies and gentlemen, to honor this victory for Victor Bettendorf and Luxembourg, please stand, if you are able, for the national anthem of Luxembourg.
Victor Bedenor, vainqueur du Grand Prix Longines. Olivier Pacini, bon manager Longines France, avec Sylvie Robert, eh bien, vont officiellement saluer bien sûr la victoire de Victor Bedenor avec la plus jeune jument des compétiteurs, la fille d'Armitage Boy, petite fille de Canaan de la Top Sales Company qui a fait naître ce cheval dont les écuries MH sont les propriétaires.
And this fabulous victory for them tonight, 9 years of age, that daughter of Armitage Boy, granddaughter of Cannon under the saddle, Victor Bettendorf pour Luxembourg.
Les images sont déjà en train de se faire le tour du monde de cette remise de la montre Longines, qui donc félicite la victoire de Victor Bettendorf. Le Luxembourg s'impose donc. Une victoire qui va remettre aussi le plateau en argent, bouquet de fleurs, plaques estampillées bien sûr de ce 30e anniversaire de justement Longines Équitalion, concours hippique international. Au-delà de tous ces présents, il serait bon d'entendre une nouvelle fois vos applaudissements. Saluez la victoire de Victor Bettendorf. La deuxième place, un vice-champion du monde, un cavalier olympien par 3 fois. On va avoir le plaisir d'entendre vos applaudissements, saluer sa présence. Deuxième avec Monaco pour les Pays-Bas, Harris Mollers.
And congratulations also to the world number 28 and the Olympic combination Monaco NAP and Harry Smulders in second place tonight.
Bravo Harris Mollers, le cavalier néerlandais, deuxième meilleur compétiteur de ce Grand Prix Longines. La deuxième place qui va nous permettre aussi de saluer le troisième meilleur compétiteur qui donc est notre numéro 1 français ce soir avec Dexter Desfontenay, médaillé de bronze de Paris 2024 des Jeux Olympiques, Simon Delestre.
And congratulations also to the team medalists from the Paris 2024 Olympic Games tonight with Dexter Fontenay-Said, Simon Delestre in third place.
À la troisième place avec Dexter Desfontenay, troisième depuis un mois maintenant. Ils font connaissance pour ce cavalier qui va s'avancer, avoir le bonheur aussi d'entendre vos applaudissements retentir. Lui aussi était justement de tous ces beaux défis. Et on a le plaisir de le saluer à la quatrième place pour la Belgique avec double jeu d'en haut, Grégory Watley.
And congratulations also to Belgium, the world number 33 with this horse belonging to Steve Gerda, Gregory Botley, double jeu d'envoi.
Avec un parcours parfait, donc pour le cavalier belge, la seule cavalière justement dans cette finale. Elle n'a pas démérité, bien au contraire. Bravo Alexa, elle est cinquième, Alexa Ferrer.
One lady versus 6 men tonight, and she finishes in 5th place with her fabulous beetle horse Nayad Asendam Z, Alexa Ferrer in 5th place.
Avec la jument de 13 ans, fille de Nabab de Rêve, Vitalance Nayad Asendam Z. Bravo Alexa Ferrer à la 5e place. Les champions de France actuels vont avoir le bonheur une nouvelle fois d'entendre Lyon les saluer pour leur 6e place. Fantasio Floréalzel, Cédric Hurel.
And congratulations to them, the gold medal from the French Championships in April. Fantasio Floréalzel and Cédric Hurel in 6th place.
Une 6e place pour les champions de France en titre. Et il nous restera à saluer justement parmi ces 7 barragistes le cavalier des Jeux Olympiques de Tokyo qui sera ravi une nouvelle fois d'entendre son nom salué par le public de Lyon, Nicolas Desmottes.
And congratulations also to this fabulous Ford by Jorba Morgan M, a 7th place tonight for them, guaranteed for their position in tomorrow night's Equita Masters, Nicolas Delmotte.
Avec donc Jordan Molka M, bravo Nicolas Delmotte. Comme il convient de le faire, vous savez que si on vit des moments d'exception, d'émotion évidemment, de larmes, de joie, de bonheur et de sport, grâce au soutien bien sûr de ses partenaires. C'est pourquoi Madame Sylvie Robert, au nom bien sûr du comité d'organisation, remet la plaque partenaire. Et il serait tellement bon d'entendre vos applaudissements, saluer encore une fois le soutien de ceux qui depuis 30 ans nous permettent de vivre ces grands moments de sport. Nous allons avoir bien le bonheur de vous entendre les applaudir, chacun d'entre eux, ces cavaliers maintenant, auxquels on va demander de bien vouloir se retourner pour saluer l'ensemble du public du Grand Palais. Voilà, de façon à ce qu'on ait, le public de Lyon. le vainqueur du Grand Palais, voilà, qui a le plaisir lui aussi de se découvrir pour vous saluer. Vous tous, chers amis. Eh bien, vous êtes en train de les applaudir. Continuez à le faire maintenant au rythme de la musique. Le tour d'honneur officiel de Lyon pour les vainqueurs du Grand Prix Longines. Victor Ledenor, Luxembourg.
There's also the Netherlands, Harry Smulders.
Le Français, Simon Delestre.
Belgium, Gregory Vatley.
La numéro 1, Alexa Ferrer.
French champion, Cedric Hurel.
Le nordiste, Nicolas Demotte. Vous imaginez bien qu'on va se le garder pour nous tout seuls, pour que le public donne de la voix, pour saluer la victoire dans le Grand Prix Longines. Pour Victor Bedenor, bip bip bip.